This is absolute paradise. Hey guys, I'm Ken from OK Portugal, and today I'm going to be taking all of you dreamers out there on a full walking tour of an absolutely amazing riverside property. We're right at the base of the spectacular Gardunha Mountains in the district of Fundão, close to a peaceful little village called Sutor de Casa. This property covers just over 0.86 hectares, which is around 2.1 acres, and it's spread across multiple flat terraces, lined with beautiful old stone walls and filled with mature trees and lush greenery. There is a charming old stone farmhouse on the land with 70 square meters of registered space over 2 floors, giving you 140 square meters ready and waiting for renovation into your dream home. And down on the lower terraces, you've got forested areas with walnut and oak trees, plus direct access to a stunning crystal clear stream that flows all year round. From down here you can explore hidden waterfalls and natural rock pools. It honestly feels like something right out of a fairy tale. As for location, Sutor de Casa is a quiet and friendly village with a couple of cafes, bars and restaurants, and even a river beach nearby for those warm summer afternoons. You're just 10 minutes away from the town of Fundão, with all of your shops, amenities and transport links, and only about half an hour from Covilhã, the gateway to the Serra da Estrela mountain range. Castelo Branco, the regional capital, is about 40 minutes away, and for international travel you're looking at roughly 2.5 hours to Lisbon and its airport, and just under 3 hours to Porto and its airport. Even Faro down south in the Algarve is reachable in just under 5 hours by car. So stick around and let's go and explore this peaceful corner of central Portugal and see what makes this property so unique. Here's a map of the property. We can clearly see the borders of the land. We can see exactly where I'm standing right now. We can also see where the river is that runs along the one border of the property, and we can also see where the house is. And this is the house in the background. We can see it's up on that terrace just above us here. We've got these beautiful stone walls just in the background, and we're going to go up there in a sec, but let me just show you something very special first. Directly in front of me, which is directly in front of the house in the bottom of the valley, we've got this absolutely stunning river, and I'm going to give you a little peek of this now. This is one of the many waterfalls that go down and one of the rock pools, and there are plenty more little secret areas down here that I'm going to show you later on in the video. For now we're going to go all the way up to the house and start on that side. Now on the map we can see our location. We are right next to the old stone house, and we're on the road that leads down to the property. Now this is a dirt track, and this dirt track at the moment, the condition isn't too great, but the owner has a quote from a guy to come and resurface this road with gravel for 1,800 euros. And the property extends all the way up and around there. We've got these multiple terraces, so we have one of these terraces just starting just over here, stepping down to another terrace. This is the terrace that has the old stone farmhouse on it. And as I said earlier, this is a double-story house, so we do have another layer just down there. But I think what we do before we walk ourselves all the way around is we go and have a look at the house from this side, and we can see already we've got some nice schist stone walls. So this is a mixture of slate and granite, and it's quite typical in the area. We can see where the roof was, the A-frame of the roof, and then we can see what was probably the front door. So I would imagine this was the front door at some stage. Really nice stones. It's quite straight and flat. And we also have some really nice granite going around this doorway upstairs. And then if we have a look inside, we can see all the way down to the bottom floors. That's just my bag down there and my stuff for filming this video. But what usually happens in properties like this is we can see the level where the joists were. So downstairs they would have kept the animals, and then upstairs they would have lived up here. And the heat from the animals in the winter would have heated up this place. Now a place like this is brimming with history. We can see on Google Maps that this property's been around, it's been abandoned for at least 35 years, probably longer. So just imagine all of the history that's in here. Now in front of the house we have another terrace. We're going to go around there in a bit, but this all steps down, and you can probably hear the river. We've got this beautiful river and the waterfall that stretches all the way along through this absolutely gorgeous forest. And then we have some more terraces along here that stretch all the way across. Today is boiling. It's 38 degrees Celsius. I'll pop up on the screen what that is in Fahrenheit. And yeah, it's going to be tough work to walk around today. We are in a bit of a heat wave, but what a beautiful place to do it. And soon I'm going to have all this lovely shade down there. And from this side we look back up at the house. Really nice schist. Let's have a good look at this house. So from downstairs here we can really see nice straight walls. They're going to be absolutely beautiful when pointed up. And old features like this little shelf sticking out of the wall, which is quite cute. And then we've got lovely granite going around the doorways here. Nice strong doorway. And let's have a look inside. So the owner is actually registering this as a footprint of 70 square meters. So 70 square meters over 2 floors, that's 140 square meters. So this could actually end up being quite a nice sized home. And sorry, the sun is in the way of the lens there. And let me just take you back quickly and just show you on the other side. So this is looking back up and at the other corner. This is what I guess was the old front door. And from inside we're looking towards the front that faces the river and the door that we just came through. And just imagine this is your sort of porch area coming out, and you can look over to this side over here, and this steps down into all the other terraces of the land, going down to the river, steps down onto this other terrace just down here. Now obviously a property like this isn't for everyone. Some people don't want to take on the challenge of renovating something like this, but if you do, it's really worth it, because you can put your own unique stamp on exactly what this house is going to become, and you're going to be able to do that in an area like this, with this beauty and with this river. So now I'm going to take you back onto the road, and we're going to carry on around the outside so we can get onto these bottom terraces. Now worth mentioning is that the owner of this property, they've already built a house which is actually quite close by. So they've built a house, they've actually got builders, and they've got all of the contacts and people that you need to renovate something like this, so they can put you in touch with those people. It's not like you're just buying a ruin somewhere and then you've got to find builders and you've got to find all of that. They can help you with that. So we're back on the road, and we're going to go around a corner, and we can see, look, the road isn't too bad. Obviously if someone comes down here with a grader with some gravel, it's going to fix it up so that regular cars can get down here, no problem. And if we look this way, there's a bridge going over the river. Look how beautiful this is. We've got ferns everywhere, the sun just sort of coming through the leaves. What a stunning day to be doing this. And let me show you this river. So we're in summer, we're in a heat wave, and most of the little streams and rivers and things have dried up, but this one runs all year round, and we can see it's still running really well, considering that we're in this heat wave. Summer's, you know, in full swing. This is actually the river that feeds the Suto de Casa river beach. We have this amazing waterfall just down here that we're going to have a closer look at in a moment. Okay, look on the map and we can see exactly where we're standing. We're at this bottom terrace section over here. As we walk down here, we can also see, look, we've got these walnut trees, really large walnut trees, and beautiful forested areas that take us deep into this beautiful forested area. And you're probably hearing on the camera now that we've got the really loud sound of the waterfall that's just breaking just over here. And this is only one of the waterfalls, so there's a whole bunch. And I think this is really the focus of this property, is the fact that there's this absolutely stunning river that just flows down and through here. And obviously in the winter time, this river is going to flow with a lot more vigor. We do have quite big walls around here, and we are very low in comparison to the house, which is just back up in this direction. So I don't think I'd be worried about flooding or anything like that. And just look at these absolutely stunning stone walls that people had to build back in the days. Now from the road, this bottom terrace is nice and flat and open, so you could easily drive caravans through here or something. You could park caravans or your motorhome, and obviously have access to this really gorgeous river. So let's go further into this beautiful little forested area. I'm actually so glad to be down here right now. As you can see, I'm sweating quite a lot because it's a really hot day today, but it's just so beautiful to be down here. I really want to go down here. There's a lovely little rock pool. So let's make our way around. And actually, here's another thing I can show you. There's a bit of a spring that comes out of the rocks here. We can see we've got some huge bedrock just in the background here that they've been building all of these big terrace walls and things. And we have a spring that's just flowing. Now right now, obviously the spring is going to be flowing. It's not really flowing, it's kind of trickling. I can see a bit of a trickle here in the puddle. But in the winter months, that's going to be a lot more prominent. So you're going to get more of a river that comes through here, or like a stream. And we can actually see here's the rocks where it normally goes through and then cascades down into this bottom section. Let's have a little jump. And this is what this place is all about. Look at that, just going through there. Incredible. I think there's about 150 meters or so of this river frontage, and it's really private down here and really secluded. And let me just walk through here. I don't want to fool with my cameras, but look at this crystal clear water. Lovely little rock pool over here. Let me just get across, and hopefully the camera's showing you, but this is actually quite deep. I could probably sit in here and just have my shoulders poking out. So an absolutely lovely little rock pool to go dipping in. And then this just runs all the way down here into other little rock pools. Look at this one. Yeah, you know, this is one of the things that I really wish I'd got when we bought our farm, was a river. It's something that you really miss, that sound of water, especially on boiling hot days like this. Just even the sound helps to cool you down. So we're going to catch up with the river again in a bit, but before we do that, I think we go back up, and then we're going to have a look at these walls. Just look at this. I mean, they are absolutely magnificent. Someone or a whole bunch of people had to build all of these walls. Who knows how old they are, and they would have carried every single one of these stones by hand. I mean, this is just incredible, and it's terrace after terrace after terrace, all keeping the earth back. Absolutely amazing. And now we're looking in the opposite direction. The house is just up here. This is where we've come from. I mean, this is so special. So yeah, if you are interested in buying this property, have a look in the video description below. I'm going to put the seller's contact details. I'm also going to put the price. And the reason why I do this is because over time prices can change. If I put the price into the video file, if the price changes, I have to delete the video, edit it, re-upload it. Whereas if I just put the price into the description below, then you can see it anytime. I can update it anytime. And it just makes things a lot easier for everything. Look at this place. And down here again, another stunning rock pool. I mean, how many times am I going to say the word stunning? But I am actually stunned. This is all proper bedrock, so it's just in there. I mean, you could just lie in this section. In fact, I'd love to do that right now. And then again, this just carries on through and around. And again, we can get cars through here, big tractors. We could get a static caravan through here. We could get, caravans, maybe yurts. And this leads onto this big, beautiful open area here where we do get a little bit of sunshine. We do get some shade. And I think that this would be an incredible area to put a big wooden deck that you could turn into, let's say, an outdoor kitchen area or an outdoor chill out area. You could even put something like a yurt up here, or maybe a little log cabin, and wait until you see what's just over the edge here. I'm not actually going to start on this side, because I would say this is probably like the most amazing thing that we're going to see. We've got this absolutely epic waterfall. Just look at that. That is absolutely incredible. And this is quite a deep pool down there. I'm not sure if you can see through the water. It's quite deep. But imagine if you were to get some rocks and you were to dam this up a bit, and you could turn this whole section into a really deep swimming area. And all you'd need is a bunch of boulders just across here to make a really nice dam. How amazing. And now we're looking back towards this big open space here. And again, I mean, what a great place. Imagine putting a yurt here. You can have it as an Airbnb type business. The people that come down here could drive all the way here with their car. They're going to be far away from where the house is, which is all the way up on the top and all the way back in that direction. And you could make some kind of a step ladder, staircase or something going right down to this private little swimming area. I mean, that is very special. Or you could just keep it entirely for yourself and maybe just build your own little cabin down here. Now, I'll show you on a map exactly where we are right now, and we can see that the property does actually extend a lot further. Here again are these beautiful stone walls. I think what we're going to do is I'm going to climb up onto this terrace. Right, I've just climbed up. I'm starting to sweat again. I'm starting to get back into the sunshine. But yeah, this is a look at what this terrace looks like. And there's actually something interesting that I want to show you. This is called a lavada. So it's difficult to see because the owner was here and they were obviously using brush cutters. But this is a lavada. This is a channel. And this channel runs all the way around, all the way back up to where the river is. So we've got all these waterfalls coming down. So the river actually goes down. But this lavada can channel water from all the way up there, all the way through here and along. so it can be used for irrigation and all sorts of things. And this lavada carries on all the way around the mountain, all through a bunch of different properties. Now obviously at the moment this lavada isn't running. There's lots of stuff inside here from the strimmers, but you know, after this is cleaned out, you can open it up at the top there and you can have another little stream running right through the property, and you can channel that water and divert it to little vegetable gardens or other little things like that. But for now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up these old slate stairs and we're going to go onto this terrace. So we can see a lot of trees, some beautiful oak trees. We've got some more oak trees and we have some old olive trees. Wow, look at these olive trees. And this is actually something that I want to show you. I bring this up quite often when I come to properties like this. This is called lichen, and we can see this is a very particular type of lichen. It's quite a hairy sort of ball lichen, and then we've got this lichen over here, which is another different type of lichen. Then we have this type of lichen over here, which is much flatter and smoother. So far I'm counting about 3 different types of lichen. Now the reason why that's important is because if you get only one type of lichen growing in a place, it means that the air quality is exceptionally good. It means there's very low nitrogen levels. Now if you get 2 types, it means the air is even cleaner. If you get 3 types, I mean, you've got ridiculously good air quality here. And it shows you right here on the tree with this lichen being alive. And I've actually just found a 4th type. Look at that. So that's a 4th type of lichen there. You can see it's almost like seaweed, so really thick. I would say there's at least 4 types of lichen growing here on this one tree. So yeah, this terrace has some olive trees growing around here. It's also a nice big flat open space. It's reachable by walking all the way through in this direction over here, and potentially if I stand back, this could be another good place for putting a yurt or for putting some kind of accommodation, a tent or a deck or something. And these are the steps that we just came down that take you down into this terrace, and then you go down to the next terrace, and then you get to that beautiful big open section there with a big waterfall. I was having a talk with my girlfriend Gina about this on the way to this property, and I was telling her that, you know, that I've always been a really positive person. I've always been a dreamer, and I think that's the reason why I get to make such cool things happen in my life, because I have dreams and I'm always thinking in a positive way about them. And when buying a property like this, I think you have to be a dreamer. You have to have that vision of what that house could become, and you have to have the vision of what it's going to be like to actually live on a property like this. We're standing up on this huge stone terrace wall that we could see from the bottom. Look at this. We're looking down on the lavada here, and we can really see the land quite well from up here. Well, hopefully you can by the camera, because we've got all this brush. But here's the river and all the waterfalls running through. Really amazing. And we do have these big mature olive trees. Obviously these do need to be pruned because they are a little bit wild, but trees like this are going to be giving you some fruit. Now something else interesting to mention is that this property has water rights. So it has the right to be able to use water that comes out of the river. That's partly because this property's been here for so long, it's right next to a river, but also because it has that lavada system that runs right the way through it. Now, the owner was telling me that you have the rights to use the water. The water has to be used on the property and go back into the soil or back into the river. So this is actually a terrace that joins up with the top floor of the house from when we were looking at the house earlier, and you can see just over there is where we were standing. And again, let me just give you a look at these incredible walls. Imagine the hard work that went into building these. Absolutely amazing. And this terrace is actually going to carry on in this direction and sort of hug the road and go all the way up into the corner there, as we can see on the map. So I think this is an absolutely incredible property for the right person. Obviously this isn't for everyone. Not everyone wants to take on a building project. But if you do have the bravery, if you do have the budget to do that, then have a chat with the seller. I'm going to put all of their contact details in the description below. Again, they have a builder that they used to build their own place, which is not too far away from here. And, well, their house is absolutely stunning. So if you want more information about that, have a chat with the seller. The details are in the video description. And who knows, this could be your own off-grid farmhouse in these beautiful woods with its own waterfall right here in central Portugal. Now, something I didn't mention is that there's 2 accesses. One goes through this direction here to the house, and the other one is just across this bridge over here that goes across the river. If we look up into the mountains here, there's all of these dirt tracks and trails. I've been told that they're absolutely amazing for like biking, for hiking, for running, and that there's also some amazing picnic spots up here in the Gardunha Mountains. Now I'm gonna head down back to the river again because there's so many different places that we haven't seen. I also want to cool off, and I just want to mention that this property is south facing, so the house is south facing. It would be perfect to put solar panels all along the roof, south facing solar panels, but alternatively about 200 meters away in a straight line in that direction there's an electricity post. So it's about 200 meters to run and you can get to electricity, and about 300 meters to cover in gravel for gravel track. And we're back down by the water. Look at these beautiful waterfalls. If we go through here on the other side where there's concrete posters, we can see there's a handle. Lift the handle up, the water will flow through this lavada over here and run right through the property. But that is going to need a bit of clearing work just to clear all of the debris out of the channel. And speaking of water, I'm heading down here now. We're a full sort of 38 degrees. It feels a lot hotter than that today. We've got this mega heat wave here in central Portugal, and I'm going to head down into the river and see some new places that we haven't been to yet. I can already feel it getting a lot cooler now that we're down here by the river, and look at all of this river frontage. So imagine in wintertime this is probably completely full of water, and only now in the heat waves kind of drops down a bit, and then you get these rock pools. Now I imagine that rock pools like this are going to be absolutely perfect to get, well, to get a whole bunch of boulders. And imagine if you put a bunch of boulders across here, you can bring the water levels up here. And that's exactly what I'd do if I had this piece of land. Amazing. Wow, look at this beautiful dragonfly. It's got this iridescent green sheen on it and this beautiful iridescent color on the wings. It's quite difficult to tell now. Unfortunately, this one seems to have died, but there's a whole bunch of them just hovering all above the water here, which is so pretty. Wow, there's one just down there. Now, if you were to buy a property like this, obviously electricity is covered if you get yourself some solar, or potentially you hook up to the electricity poles, which are 200 meters away. Or there's also the option of running some kind of hydroelectric, either on the river over here or on that lavada channel that you can open up and run through the land. So that's a good option. But you might be thinking, what about internet? So down here on my mobile phone, even underneath all of these trees, I'm getting very strong 4G internet access. I don't actually have a phone that does 5G, but I've been told that there is also 5G down here. And then of course there's the option of Starlink, which I have on the farm, which is really fantastic. And just look at this little stretch that I've just walked down here. I mean, this is just phenomenal. And then again, beautiful rocks, stepping down into a little rock pool, a little waterfall, and then cascading all the way through the woods. And where I want to go is that really big waterfall on the end. Oh wow, and it just gets prettier and prettier the more I go along. This is really deep through here now. And just look at the ferns, they're absolutely incredible. Huge ferns just growing out of the rocks. And look at this. This is so nice. I get very excited around places like this where there's lots of water and waterfalls, and just that sound and the power and the energy that you get from it. All right, so this is the top of the waterfall, and we're looking down now. Now imagine in the winter when there's lots of water here. This is absolutely raging and absolutely full down here, and all of the water is just flowing through here at a huge pace. But still, even in the summer, look at this. There's plenty to dam off as well and sitting here in the rock pools. Now this is what it's all about, man. I mean, imagine having a piece of land with a waterfall like this. Whew. This is incredible. And it's so fresh. Oh, this is absolute paradise. Oh my goodness. Now this is what it's all about. Now that was super special, and I highly recommend doing that. It was super special. This is where we're going to end the video. If you're interested in buying this property, have a look in the video description below. I'm going to put the seller's contact details. I don't sell properties, I only make video tours like this one for buyers or sellers. So if you're a buyer and you can't visit Portugal in person and you want to hire me to go and visit a property for you, send me an email. I'm going to put my email address down there. And yeah, if you're a seller, you want to sell your property, obviously I have a lot of buyers watching these videos right now interested in buying properties like this. So give us a shout and we can make you a video of your property in Portugal to sell to other people. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. It's lunchtime. and I'll see you later. All the best. Ciao.